is a story called The How the Tiny Little Bird Found a Great Big Friend in a Fly. There is a red brick 5-story apartment building with balconies at the corner of a residential street in downtown Vancouver. It is a warm, sunny day, and spring has finally arrived. There is a nest outside on a 50-foot maple tree outside the apartment building, and the nest is sitting 20 feet off the ground on the branch. In that nest are 2 eggs that are broken open and are empty, and 1 is still closed. But if you were to look at it right now very closely, you would see baby sparrow break out of her shell. She climbs out and looks around. Where's my mummy? She's all alone. She says, well, where's my mummy? Why am I all alone? I'm scared to be all alone. And she sees a bunch of birds flying by, but they don't stop to say hello to her. She says, why? She tries to make a noise. She says, why can't I sound like those birds do? Why can't I sing? Why am I all alone? I'm so small, they can't see me, and I can't make any noise, so they can't hear me. What am I going to do? Then some little bugs come into her nest looking for food, and she hears them making a buzzing sound, and she says, maybe that's the sound I'm supposed to make. So she listens to the buzzing. She tries to make that sound, but again, nothing comes out of her mouth. And the bugs start to leave, and she says, oh, please don't leave me, I'm all alone. But of course the bugs don't hear her. So next thing she looks over the other direction of her nest and sees a great big fly by her nest. And she says, whoa, what was that? And it was making a really big buzzing sound. And she said, how does it make that really big buzzing sound? And what was that? That fly's bigger than me. Of course, it wasn't very difficult for the fly to be bigger than her because she was very small. She starts moving around in her nest, trying to get the fly's attention. The fly turns around and comes back and stops in front of the nest and just stares right into baby sparrow's eyes, and baby sparrow stares right back again. And nobody does anything except for the wings of the fly flapping. Finally, the fly says, why are you all alone? Where is your mother? Baby sparrow just shakes her head 3 times. Why aren't you talking to me? Says fly. Why aren't you talking to me? A little bit impatiently. She tries to talk to let the fly know that she can't talk. She goes, and no sound comes out. Well, fly just stares at baby sparrow and thinks, this sparrow is all alone and can't make any noise. This is a real problem. Baby sparrow sits there and thinks to herself, fly isn't trying to hurt me. I think I can trust fly. I'm all alone, and at least he came to say hello to me. And suddenly, then, while the fly is sitting there, he sees the sky getting awfully dark and black. So he looks up to see what's happening, and he sees a great big black bird fly by. It was a great big black bird with big 8-foot wide wings. It was an eagle. And baby sparrow saw it too. And they both knew that eagle could come down and eat baby sparrow in just for a snack. So the baby sparrow crouches down in her little nest, and fly goes off thinking, I really like baby sparrow and I'm really afraid of her and I really want to help her. So she flies off, and then a couple of moments later the sky is bright again. So fly comes back and tells baby sparrow in the nest that it's all right, the eagle has gone and everything's okay. But neither of them knew that eagle had sitting on a branch 3 feet above them on the same tree. And eagle is looking down at the nest and saying, I can go down there and grab that baby sparrow in my talons and eat it in a minute. So he springs off the branch and goes down to the nest, Fortunately, Fly sees it just in time, and he opens his mouth wide and gets ready. And as soon as the eagle gets down to the nest, Fly reaches out and bites him hard on the leg, on his right leg. And the eagle was very surprised. He hadn't seen that fly there. And then he starts and grabs the baby sparrow. And once again, Fly bites the eagle on the leg even harder. And Eagle says, "Ow, that hurt," and flies away. Well, baby sparrow was so relieved, and she just stares at the fly. She wants to say thank you, but she can't. With everything that just happened, she still can't talk. Then both of them hear some very beautiful music coming from somewhere, and it's the most beautiful sound that baby sparrow had ever heard in her 2-hour-long life. It was Mrs. Fitzgerald playing a flute. Every afternoon, Mrs. Fitzgerald comes out onto her balcony and plays her flute. Fly is listening to this, and then he gets an idea. He says, "I know how I can help baby sparrow." So he takes off and flies down to Mrs. Fitzgerald's balcony. And he sits there and he watches the notes of the music fly up into the sky. And Fly goes up and grabs a note, a musical note, and brings it to baby sparrow in her nest. Gives it to baby sparrow to eat. Baby sparrow eats the note, and she can sing that note. This is wonderful news. And Fly does that 5 times, brings her 5 different notes, and she can sing 5 different notes. And she is so happy and so relieved that she can finally thank Fly for all that he's done by singing her a beautiful song as she sings along with Mrs. Fitzgerald's flute. Fly came to visit baby sparrow every afternoon and sits on the nest and listens to her sing along with the flute. And other birds in the neighborhood all come and visit too because they are so drawn by the beautiful, beautiful music. Now, a year or so later, baby sparrow grows up and becomes a mother herself to 3 little babies. And they grow up listening to this beautiful song, and she makes sure she never leaves those babies alone for a minute. They grow up and they listen to this beautiful music. And then when their turn comes, they're old enough to leave the nest and have babies of their own, they can sing that beautiful song to their babies. And this goes down generation to generation to generation. And this is all thanks to the great big fly. Her great big friend, the fly. That's it.